Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about the most critical phase of any AI project, the kickoff. This is that make or break moment where a project is either set up for an incredible win or, quietly set on the path to failure. It's a question that probably keeps a lot of people up at night. We all see the massive promise of AI, but way too often the results just fall short. And the answer? Well, more often than not, it's hiding in plain sight, right at the very beginning, in a flawed kickoff.
And this, right here, gets to the absolute heart of the matter. See, real success, it's not about the mad dash to build some cool, shiny model. It's all about building the right foundation, way before anyone even thinks about writing a single line of code.
So, to nail this, we're going to walk through this whole phase using a 5-part playbook. These are the 5 essential moves that will put your project on the path to delivering real, measurable value. All right, let's dive right in with play number 1.
Okay, play number 1. And honestly, this is the big one. You've got to forget all the cool tech, the fancy algorithms, the data, all of it, and just laser focus on the business problem you're actually trying to solve. So you look at this and you might think, hey, that sounds like a perfectly clear goal. But this is a classic trap. It's all about the how, the technical solution, when it should be all about the why, the actual business outcome you're chasing.
And this is the key takeaway, right? You have to be absolutely relentless about focusing on the why. A bad objective is just a recipe, a technical path. But a good objective, it names the business result you're after. It's about reducing manual workload, not just building an ensemble model.
I really can't overstate this. A clear business objective becomes the North Star for your entire project, because if you get this part wrong, you could end up building a technically perfect AI that does absolutely nothing for the business, a total waste of time and effort.
So, that leads us perfectly into our second play. Now that we've locked down our business why, it's time to build a bridge from the business world over to the AI world. Think of it like being a translator.
And the way we do that is by defining something called the cognitive requirement. Now hold on, this isn't about picking algorithms yet, not even close. It's about defining the thinking the AI has to do. What's the core intellectual job it needs to pull off?
And this table shows you exactly how it works. So you start with the business goal, let's say route support emails. You translate that into what the AI needs to think. It needs to classify emails into one of 5 support queues. And boom, that cognitive requirement points you directly to a well-known AI pattern, classification. Now your technical team has a crystal clear target.
All right, on to play number 3. This one tackles something that's absolutely vital, but often gets messed up: defining what success actually looks like. We're talking about setting the goalposts before the game even starts. And here's the trick. You need to define 2 completely separate targets. You've got model performance. That's for the tech team. Think accuracy, precision, all that stuff. Then you have KPI performance. That's for the business sponsor. We're talking about things like a 15% reduction in costs. They are not the same thing, and mixing them up is just a recipe for disaster.
So what happens here? This scenario plays out all the time in the real world. The data science team is popping the champagne because they hit 94% accuracy, but the business sponsor is looking at their dashboard and seeing 0 improvement. Total frustration. So what went wrong?
And here's the thing you have to get. 9 times out of 10, the model itself isn't the problem. It could be a clunky deployment, or maybe users weren't trained in how to use it, or maybe the business process itself is so broken that even a perfect AI can't fix it. By setting both of those thresholds we just talked about, you can pinpoint where the real failure is.
Let's be real. A system that nobody trusts is a system that nobody uses. Period. It doesn't matter how great it is. And that's why our 4th play is all about building trust into the project from the absolute beginning.
And this can't be some checkbox you tick off at the end. It's about being proactive. It's about thinking ahead and asking, what could go wrong technically, operationally? What if people just don't want to use it? You anticipate those failures so you can plan for them from day 1.
Okay, so to do this right, we've got to get clear on 2 words that people mix up constantly. First up, explainability. This is all about the micro level. It answers the question, why did the AI make this specific decision for this one case? Think about getting denied for a loan and wanting the exact reason why. That's explainability. And the second term is transparency. This is the macro level, the big picture. It answers the question, how does this system generally work? What data does it use? What's the overall logic? You need to figure out what's required for both of these, right from the start.
All right, that brings us to our final play. All that hard work we've done so far, defining the why, setting success targets, planning for trust, it all leads up to one single, critical evidence-based decision.
And let me be clear, this is not a gut check. It's not a what do you think kind of thing. It's a formal gate. You have to rigorously check the project across 3 different types of feasibility. First, business feasibility. Does it even make financial sense? Second, data feasibility. Do we actually have the right data to pull this off? And third, execution feasibility. Do we have the people, the tech, and the time to get it done?
And this is exactly why you need all 3. A project can fail any one of these. You can have a fantastic business case and perfect data, but if you don't have the engineers or the right computing power to actually build it, well, it's a non-starter. A true go decision means you've got a solid yes for all 3.
All right, so let's do a quick recap of our playbook. Play 1, start with the business why. Play 2, translate that why into the AI's what. Play 3, define good enough for both the model and the business KPIs. Play 4, build trust in from the get-go. And finally, play 5, make that structured 3-part go, no-go call.
So that brings us to the final question you should be asking. Is your next AI project starting with a real, solid plan, or is it just starting with a vague premise? Because following this playbook is what turns a hopeful idea into a project that actually delivers real, measurable value.